We were having a discussion the other day about some of the myths that persist in baseball as well as other sports. Many of these are covered in the Sports Is It All BS book, but a few really stand out. And one that was really surprising to many people was the statement that I made, how you can throw as fast from a stretch position in baseball as you can from the full windup. Now, this is surprising. Well, that's why they do a full windup, so they can throw harder. No, they do a full windup because it's customary, they're used to it, and they've been doing it all their life because they copied someone else who was doing it, and they all got in the habit, and they can't do without it. But when a man's on base, they do quite well. See, and they've done scientific studies on this. Put the radar gun on it, and you can prove it to yourself. Have the pitcher pitch from a stretch position, measure the speed, then have him pitch with a full windup and measure the speed. You'll see that they're identical. Or maybe they're off by 1 or 2 miles an hour, because it's very hard to duplicate exactly the same speed every single time. Although a good pitcher should be able to come doggone close. So, it's another example of the myths that persist, and we keep doing things, not only in baseball but in other sports, that are more from custom. Well, everybody does it, therefore it's got to be right. No. Why? If everybody jumps off the bridge, should you follow them and jump off the bridge? You know, just like the old, you see many cartoons with the lemurs, you know, leaping off the edge of a cliff. Well, just because everybody does it doesn't mean you should do it too. So those, of course, are exaggerated examples. But when it comes to technique or development of force, things like this that are mechanically objective, or from a biomechanical point of view, these are very objective things. They can be measured and have been measured. But you tell this to a coach and he won't believe it. Oh, no, can't be. Put the gun on it. I know beliefs are very hard to break. But if we're going to make any progress in the sport, we have to break some of these myths. Let's take a look at what really makes speed in a pitcher. Let's work on these factors, not on factors that don't work. See, then I even get into argument with some pitchers every so often on how high the knee should be raised. Some will really bring the leg all the way up. Some only bring it up about halfway where the thigh is parallel to the ground. Others kick the foot up so high they look like a ballerina. When they all argue which one is better. Should I raise my leg any higher? And I tell them, don't even bother raising your leg. Or just raise it a little bit, the same as you do in this stretch. Notice how when you're in the stretch position, the first thing they do is raise the knee up and then stride forward. So in essence, they're doing basically the same thing. So you don't need the full wind-up. And then, of course, there's that argument, well, all this movement of the arms overhead, that's creating more speed. You could do that 50 times, and you're going to throw just as fast. It's not creating more speed. Start with your hands in your chest. It's still going to have the same speed. So, you see, mainly because these are preliminary actions. If you want to raise your arms over your head, that's fine. It stretches out the muscles a little bit. It gets you feeling good. And, maybe it's part of your rhythm. Then that's great. Keep it in. I'm not saying throw it out. But let's have the reasons why you keep it in. So, and even when it comes to teaching. So should we be teaching all youngsters, who want to be pitchers, the first thing they teach them is how to kick the leg up in the air? Well, let's get away from that. How about teaching them what to do with the body? What's the most effective way to stride forward? These are the things that are going to create the force in the throw. Not the pumping action, or the raising of the arms, or the raising of the knee, or the raising of the foot. But what's happening to the hips? Are you getting hip rotation? Are you separating the hips from the shoulders? What kind of shoulder rotation do you have? And so on. Take a look at the technique. Is the technique effective? Is it preventing injury? Is he throwing so he will not get an injury? And this is not true in baseball, but it's also true in football and other sports that require throwing. So let's concentrate on the important factors, not the external that everybody can see but that are really immaterial. That's the whole point. Focus on the important aspects. But see, very few people look at what happens during this power phase. What's happening to the hips, shoulders, arm, and so on. The eye can't see these things. You need film. You need film analysis. Then you can see the technique that's involved. But if you don't have the film, the eye can't see it, and that's why it's typically ignored. But everybody can see how high the leg is raised. Everybody can see the arms being raised. But they can't see what the hips and shoulders are doing. Except as a total result. Oh yeah, we see the rotation, but you don't know if it's separate or together, or if it happens before the arms or after the arms or together with the arms. These are very important factors to determine how fast that ball is going to be going. So let's focus on the important. Let's get rid of some of the myths that guide us in erroneous ways in our training. Let's focus on the most important time, and most important aspects. Time is precious. Let's not waste it on superfluous aspects. Then we will be able to more effectively develop the talent of our youngsters and improve the work of the high-level athlete too.